A new era in Britain's monarchy has officially begun. A few hours ago, King Charles III paid tribute to his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. In an address to the nation, he spoke of his feelings of profound sorrow and said hers was a life well lived.
I speak to you today with feelings of profound sorrow. Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen, my beloved mother, was an inspiration, an example to me and to all my family. And we owe her the most heartfelt debt any family could owe to their mother, for her love, affection, guidance, understanding, and example. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today. Alongside the personal grief that all my family are feeling, we also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom, in all the countries where the Queen was head of state, in the Commonwealth and across the world, a deep sense of gratitude for the more than 70 years in which my mother, as Queen, served the people of so many nations. In 1947, on her 21st birthday, she pledged in a broadcast from Cape Town to the Commonwealth to devote her life, whether it be short or long, to the service of her peoples. That was more than a promise. It was a profound personal commitment which defined her whole life. She made sacrifices for duty. Her dedication and devotion as sovereign never wavered through times of change and progress, through times of joy and celebration, and through times of sadness and loss. As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. And wherever you may live in the United Kingdom, or in the realms and territories across the world, and whatever may be your background or beliefs, I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life.
King Charles III. Well, for the latest, let's cross live now to Cornwall and speak to Arise News correspondent Dan Warren. Dan, great to see you. It does take a bit of getting used to King Charles III. Great to have you on the news. Dan, tell us, we do know tomorrow he'll be formally proclaimed as monarch. But today he gave that speech to the nation and he's met with the Prime Minister Truss. How's it been received so far?
Well, I think he's certainly the public certainly are welcoming in open arms. There was a point maybe 2 or 3 years ago where people were saying that people liked Queen Elizabeth, they liked Prince William, but as he was then, Prince Charles was never, didn't seem to have that popularity. But there were scenes earlier when he returned to Buckingham Palace the first time as king, and instead of just driving through the gates, he actually went out and shook hands with the people, even allowed one person to even give him a kiss on the cheek, which is completely new to how you would greet a British monarch. And he certainly seems to be embracing the role. And what we have to remember is that he's taken over this role as king, but at the same time, he has lost a very important member of the family. He's lost his mother. So it's what is going through his mind. And as you said, that he met Liz Truss, the Prime Minister, for the first time. I mean, at the start of the week, neither of them were in these roles that they're in. It's unbelievable to think that it was just over 24 hours ago. Basically, we ended up with both a new monarch, a new prime minister here in the UK, which has never been seen before. As I said, King Charles has lost his mother. The prime minister has been on tour for the last 6 weeks campaigning, emotionally draining, but seem to basically be holding it together. And these images that we just saw of their first private meeting together, basically, they've both been there kind of since July, but neither would have imagined where they are today.
Right, Dan, good to see you again. Well, like you stated, a new king, a new prime minister, and of course they had the first audience with each other today. And one is wondering exactly what should we expect from that meeting and from this newness, because it's been described, of course, as a new beginning of a new era. And breaking down some of what King Charles III said. I can't devote the same time to my charities. Is it an indication of what to expect from King Charles' monarchy?
Indeed, Prince Charles, or King Charles, as he is now, has certainly been involved in many charities. In fairness, so was Queen Elizabeth. Over 500 charities she was involved in, and the royal patron for many. But King Charles also was involved quite politically. That's something Queen Elizabeth never showed her political colours, but Charles has certainly been very much on the environmental point of view at times, certainly with the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, almost at war with some ideas. He has said now he has to stand back. He can't get so much involved, but obviously the charity work will continue, will be passed down to other members of the royal family and staff. But that meeting that we saw, or that we saw the pictures of, the first meeting between Prime Minister Truss and King Charles, I think was basically a chance to almost reset, to say how we're going to go forward, and also how we're going to get through the next couple of weeks, because the UK is officially in after Queen Elizabeth's funeral, which is believed to be the 19th of September. It is not confirmed, but that's the date that the British media at the moment are suggesting. And obviously between now and then, lots of events, as you say, at 10 o'clock in the morning, he will be officially proclaimed king. Parliament will be sitting tomorrow, and then senior ministers of the government will meet with King Charles, where they will basically swear an oath, because it is now his government. It's all changed. You say it's very difficult to say King Charles. Here where I am in Cornwall, this is the Royal Duchy that was basically set up as a business interest for the heir to the throne. Just over 24 hours ago, it would have been Prince Charles that was the Duke of Cornwall. Now it is Prince William that is the Duke of where I am now. All changing, and we will see a lot more change going forward. If we think every day in our lives, our money, Queen Elizabeth isn't all the money. In fact, the Royal Mint had to issue a press release earlier to state that our money is still legal tender, and that basically they will in due course start transferring the image of King Charles onto coins. And they've said, and not sure why, but they're going to have his face facing in the opposite direction as Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, well, very big shoes that he has to step into, and I'm just wondering if he'll, be judged every time based on the 70 years or so that his mom was on the throne, Queen Elizabeth II, who's just passed at the age of 96. Dan Warren, thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.